I won't rehearse the absolutely despicable treatment of Debenhams workers, of more than 1,000 Debenhams workers at the hands of Debenhams. Those have been well rehearsed here, and I should thank the independent group for bringing this motion forward. We also had our own motion before the summer break, where I think all agree that what Debenhams have done to the workers is absolutely shocking. But what we need to discuss here is the unwillingness of the government to do anything to rectify that injustice. And this counter-motion by the government really is just an insult. And it's using technicalities and jargon to hide from your responsibilities. And I'll cut a long story short. See, I think the reason you didn't, and previous governments did not do anything to legislate for Duffy Cahill and to close down a sort of loopholes that allow Debenhams to treat workers in this despicable way is because, in fact, company law is designed in such a way as to make it attractive for companies who precisely want to behave in this way. And indeed, it is even linked to the way in which those same companies avoid paying tax. Because it's all about subsidiaries, hiding assets, hiding profits in order that they don't have to pay tax and that they have no obligations to workers. That's how the things are set up in this country, and your government and successive governments don't want to do anything about it because, in fact, I think effectively the IDA go off to around the world and tell companies, come to Ireland, you can get away with murder. You can get away with murder on tax, and you can get away with murder in how you treat the workers. That's cutting a long story short, is what's going on. And then you hide behind nonsense. The claim, this isn't the same as Cleary's. Well, it's not exactly the same as Cleary's, but there's a very similar point in that Cleary's also tried to hide the assets it had. It had a trading company and then it had a property company, right? So it used the same technique as Debenhams are using here. Setting up, taking over bits of the assets of the company and giving them to other businesses, even though the real activity is here. Okay? So when you say they only have small bits of assets, or whatever the phrase is, as has been said, there's about 25 million euro of assets to start off with. That's not small. It would cost about 10 million euro to give the workers the 2+2 that they deserve. And then you could go after those 25 million of assets. It is not true that you can't do anything because the liquidator told us. The liquidator offered them an insulting million, but the fact that they could offer them $1 million proves that they can do it. And if they can offer them $1 million, they can offer them 10 against the assets. And let's not forget that we know in 2018, the online trading company, all that business done here, made about 30 million euro, and the estimated figure at the moment is about 40 million euro. There's plenty of assets to go on. If you're willing to do something about the accountancy tricks these people operate in order to hide their assets and then dump workers on the scrap heap. So revenue could do that. And let's not just forget a very important point, Count Corlett, that the workers pointed out. They have paid multiples of the 10 million they're looking for justice in tax over the 10, 20 or 30 years that they have been working to revenue. So they deserve some support from the government now, and you should step in, give them the 2+2 and then chase the assets which we know are there of Debenhams.